yeah, I'm a weird combination between like someone who is actively searching to become a socialite and like may or may not be found in the basement of like a Berlin EDM club. Like I want to be like, I want to combine those two brands, I guess. So that can just tell you the most about me. But you know, at the same time, be like a well-respected educator and photographer. So I feel like, you know, it's all really achievable, like in one lifetime, you know? There's just no limit, right? That's what USC tells us. There's no limits. My name is Brennan Booker. I'm a 20-year-old photo major from San Antonio, Texas, who is now residing here in the South, trying to figure this out. My bachelor's in fine art and studio art here at the University of South Carolina. My first time I picked up a camera in a serious way was my 8th grade year of middle school, and my mom is a professional photographer, and we were going on vacation to Paris later that year, so my mom gave it to me and she said, like, go make some photos. It was a week-long vacation and I wound up making over 9,000 images because I was absolutely obsessed with it. I loved it. I photographed everything, like anything that I saw. I like had to have a photo of it. When I finally moved to a school with a photography program, I wound up taking classes there and then continued that here at USC. A lot of my work is situated in being an outsider moving inward, so I really like to take a look at communities that I want to be invested in or like have an interest in, and like working my way in there and using photography as a tool to connect with those communities. Most of my work is rooted in portraiture, so I get to know people through these like photographic conversations. Yeah, so I would say about like 70% of my life is just spent wandering the South Carolina landscape, for better or for worse, as a queer male. One day this might prove to backfire, but you know, it's been going well so far. You know, nobody's beat the shit out of me yet, so like, it's fine. Yeah, my new body of work, I've been working on it for about 3 months. My like current working title is Honeysuckle. It's a conversation between these two identities that I think people normally associate as really conflicting. I'm working with ideas of queerness and ideas of southernness and how those two work together and function separately. And so like when we take visual ideas conventionally associated with southernness and insert queer masculinity into that picture, it really creates something new. It's something exciting and it's not really seen in prototypical like southern expressions, and so that's really where I'm at right now. So it is a lot of portraiture. I started by photographing people I knew, like other members of the queer community here in Columbia. And what I would do is I invite them into my own home. Like I invite them to come to my house, we sit, we'll have a conversation, and then we go out into my neighborhood and we make photographs. And so all of the photographs that I make are within this like 7 square block radius, because I really want to have this conversation about where I fit into my community fits with me, and then using the southern landscape as sort of this stage to have this conversation about the way these two identities interact and how, because queer masculinity is so fluid and has so many different expressions, how it can really work with those like conventions associated with the South. Photography is so amazing because you have everything from like the iPhone, which is a tool. Like photography is a tool. I mean, that's really what it is. And we used to define it as like light in a box, but at this point it's not even a box. It's just an iPhone or, you know, anything. And so, the future of photography is exciting, like that's what I'll say, because there is no end to it. I think there are so many people doing so many things that are so exciting and so different, and you know, we have like 11 photo majors here, and each one of us is making a project that's so incredibly different, even though we're using the same tools. And so I think as long as there are people, I think as long as there is the technology and the people who want to look at it and the people who want to make it, I think photography will be constantly evolving. I think there is no way to say where it's headed. You know what I mean? There are opportunities to be had everywhere, and there are photographs to be made in all kinds of different places. So I'm excited to just go and do that, you know? That's just what it's about. It's just a way of processing the world, and like I want to do as much of that as I can.